is Headset Radio. Today I have a friend and colleague with me, Miss Christina Luna, and we're going to be talking a little bit about success. And, this is all about rethinking success. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Christina is in the financial services arena, and we've both seen some things that it's a little puzzling and maybe a little alarming, but I think we might have put our finger on it yesterday when we were having a conversation. She's seen it where she works. I've seen it. And we know people who are supposed to prosper. We're supposed to be successful. We're supposed to be making strides. We want to prosper, but something just keeps not working. And we see people still in the same, going around the same circle over and over again. And so what were you seeing out there, Christina? Because I'll tell you my story in a minute.
I'm going to just use my own self as an example, just my own personal life. I'm in a business that's very productive, has great processes, strategies, services, all of that. But I just kept getting stuck. Not because of the business, but I would go stop. And I finally said, Lord, what is going on? Everybody else is moving full force ahead, right? And I said, what is going on? And I couldn't figure it out. And he said, check your self-esteem. I said, what? Oh, okay. So I just started doing research on what is self-esteem, what affects it. I just started Googling, researching, watching YouTubes, and it comes down to belief, subconscious beliefs that are not productive, not effective for me. And so I just had to keep researching and learning. And one of the things that I learned was learned helplessness. I said, what is learned helplessness? So I had to keep digging, right? It's just that you just learn how to not move forward. And it sounds kind of, I would say kind of dumb, well, how do you learn not to move forward? Well, you just keep being told no, or keep being put down, or are in an environment that is not productive, it's not growing. And so we do learn a lot from our environment and what we've been taught, but it's kind of like you heard the story of that baby elephant, right? He's tied to a stake. He grows up he only can go this distance. No matter which way he turns, he only can go the distance of the rope. But he grows up and he's a strong and powerful animal, but he still only goes that far. And you're like, why? He can run through this whole village or this whole town or this whole city and do a lot of work and get set free or do damage or whatever he wants to do. But his mindset is only this far because he learned he can only go this far. But really, there's so much more power in him. Same thing with us. Yeah.
Right. And now, what did you say that was? Learned
helplessness. I didn't know that was such a thing, but I sure found it.
Right. And okay, so I'm working on some things, and I'm putting some things together for Rethink Success, putting things together for Biz Chicks, doing stuff for other people. And it just dawned on me, I was afraid to succeed. And you hear the fear of failure, the fear of success, and you're like, yeah, whatever. Oh, nobody's afraid to succeed. I was afraid to succeed. And there are a lot of fears, or fear. It's not necessarily being afraid of the success, but the consequences of success. And one of the consequences of success is that you might fear somebody taking the money from you.
Yeah.
After how am I going to do this? Or there could be a fear of mismanaging the money.
Yeah.
There could be a fear, and my particular fear was, I don't want to be like those people that I saw on the news or on TV or online where they're flashing the money and making it rain, because that didn't vibe or didn't jive with my core belief about serving with the money that you get. And so I couldn't, I thought if I had to be successful and act like them, I just didn't want to, I just don't want it.
And we don't have to flaunt anything.
No, you don't. And so, but I had to be aware of the fact that that was a thing for me. And then,
Yeah.
okay, now that I'm aware, I can step over that. I'm okay. I don't have to act like that. I
Right.
can serve with my success. I can
Yeah.
do more. I can help people. And I don't have to be that person.
Yes.
I saw a website that said that their philosophy was we do good, and with any way they can, they do good. But then when you
Hmm.
saw their website, there were yachts and boats and people partying. I'm like, your picture and your messaging are not lining up.
Yeah. Um, I learned that there's a lot of subconscious beliefs. That's what I learned for myself. A lot of subconscious beliefs. Subconscious. I'm like, well, what's subconscious? I had to dig through a lot of stuff and find things out. But it's something, a belief that was could have been learned, or but it's not in the forefront. But it's limiting, though. It's a limiting belief. It's limiting what we can do, where we can grow. um, and to change that, I learned that we can change that. For example, one of mine was be quiet. You have to be quiet. That's the way I was raised, to be quiet. It's like, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. So I just keep to myself. Well, in business, you can't be quiet. You do have to talk to people. You have to be friendly. You have to be, sociable. But I would always just be hidden in the corner, trying not to. The environment that I was raised in is be quiet, so there's no drama. If you speak out, the drama is going to come out. And so I just learned to be quiet. Well, no, I had to learn new things, but we can change. We can change, but we got to find out what is that belief first. We can't change what we don't know. So we kind of got to dig within ourselves. Okay, what's really going on? So mine was I didn't like to be in the forefront. I get so far, I get acknowledged, I get, recognized. Good job, Christina. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting too far in the front.
I'm telling
I
you,
pull myself back so many times.
I've seen that happen. And I was thinking about that today. What do I do because when you provide value, people will notice. And when you get noticed, that gives you more opportunity to bring more value.
Yes.
And, but if we shrink back because we don't feel comfortable in the spotlight or in the, okay, so now we need to get comfortable in the spotlight and know that it's okay to be in the spotlight because you have something to say in the spotlight.
There's nothing wrong with different careers. They might have a bad reputation because maybe a person or somebody twisted it to have a negative reputation. But sales is not negative. Not if
No.
you're getting what you want. Not if somebody's offering a solution to your problem or filling a need. It's not negative. It just our perception of different things, might twist it the wrong way. So I'm just learning, hey, dig deep in yourself, get it out in the open, deal with it, and let's move on. Let's
I
move
love
on.
that. I love that. And so I finally found out how I help and how I serve. I always knew it has something to do with thinking and changing our thinking to get us the success that we want. It's helping people move past and overcome and let them feel comfortable with succeeding. It's okay for you to succeed. It's okay for you to prosper. Now,
We're
you and I,
supposed to.
yeah, you and I know that, okay, in the Bible it says that above everything, God wants us to prosper and be in health. No, he said above everything, I want you to prosper and be in health. But why do people pull back, or why are they not prospering? They maybe don't think that they can.
Right.
Uh, they, like you said, don't want to be in the limelight. I just want to stay in the back. Um, they may fear the responsibility that comes with that. Now I got to manage my money, and now I got to learn about savings and bank accounts, and I don't want to do all that. It's
There is
easier.
responsibility.
It is.
Yeah.
There is responsibility. So when you become successful, you get a different set of responsibility that comes with that. And people, they're like, yeah, maybe I don't want to do all that. For some people, it might be overwhelming. Here's one. What are they going to think of me if I move and do something differently and I'm not hanging out with them anymore? Or because you might have to change your associations.
And you know what? It's very true. If our environment is big. So if we want something, we got to put ourselves in that environment. If we're not used to it, we got to change. Change is not change until there's change. It might be changing friendships. It might just be changing where you go eat, And that's what I've learned. It's like, go to where you want to be. Go to where I want to be. Go sit down, order a meal, order a cup of coffee, whatever it is, a dessert, and just enjoy yourself. If that's where I want to be, then we can do it. We can do it, but we have to put ourselves there.
Right.
Nobody's going to do it for us.
Which means I'm going to have to be aware of the things that are limiting me. Why didn't I want to go to a restaurant like this before?
Right.
Or why didn't I want to buy that particular item? Or why don't I feel like dressing up? What is really going on when we're doing something? Because we know we're supposed to prosper. Why do I feel like I have a leash like the elephant? I can't, I can't move. And some of those are self-imposed, like you said, family dynamics and how you were brought up. Or how about those rich people, all they do is want to take your money and da 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 da. So in the back of your mind, you never want to be rich because you hear that whole chatter back here. Don't be like those rich people.
And we have to change that.
Yes.
We have to change that. And one thing that really helps me is finding a scripture to stand on, to read. I know God told me, I said, Lord, why am I struggling with business? He said, you need to read about business. Read about it, learn about it, and find scriptures to back those things up. One of them that I found is, I believe it's John 15, I am the vine and you are the branches. Without me, you can do nothing. But it brings God much honor when we bear much fruit.
Right.
We're supposed to bear fruit. And I said, what? Oh my, I read that so many times that recently it just like opened up to me. And I said, oh my God, that's going to be my scripture that I'm going to stand on, that I'm bringing honor to God when I bear much fruit. It's okay. It's okay to have dreams. We're supposed to dream and be prosperous on all that, but we got to get that on the inside of us. We have to. And then, go ahead.
And if we are thinking that, well, I don't need all of that for me. You need it to help others. You may not need it just for you. There's other people that you can help. Again, you can serve your way to success. You can serve with your success. You don't have to have it for yourself, but like we were talking about the other day, if you can't be a good Samaritan if you have no goods.
Right.
Because the story of the Good Samaritan, he found a guy that had been beaten, mugged, if you were, and left for dead. And so he took him to a local hotel, put him up in the hotel, paid the innkeeper, paid the hotel bill, and paid to have his wound dressed and everything. And said,
Mm-hmm.
if that's not enough, when I come back, I will pay you whatever else is owed. Well, you can't do that if you have no money.
Right.
Because some
Exactly.
people decided to take a vow of poverty, which makes no sense because you can't help. It's very difficult for the poor to help the poor. If you don't have resources, how are you going to make a difference in this world? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Money magnifies whatever's in a person's heart. And if it's in your heart to give and to serve, money will magnify that.
And it's fun
Yes.
when you want to give, when you're a giver. It's fun. It's just like when you I don't know, if you like riding a bike. Well, it's fun to ride a bike. If you like giving, it's fun giving, and you don't have to. That doesn't have to be a big old show and all this. No, you just give because your heart wants to. You want to help somebody. You want to be a
Right.
blessing.
And if that's in you, it's going to come out of you, and it's easier to do when
Mm-hmm.
you have it. When you have surplus, it's so much easier than when you're trying to, like, okay, I want to give. Because I can remember sitting at home and watching the program comes on where the children need food, and they
Yeah.
and I didn't have anything to give. I couldn't participate in $20 a month, which is
Mm-hmm.
really a minimum amount of money. I couldn't participate. I wanted
Wow.
to, but I couldn't. And I always thought, man, I would love to help somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I now need to figure out, okay, I need to have it so I can give it. I can't not do it without it. So money is a good thing.
It's just our belief about it. It's a belief about it. It's a belief about ourselves. One thing that started me digging was a friend referred this book, Secrets of a Six-Figure Woman. And so I listened to it. It was on audio, and she talked about why the same people with the same skills, with the same job type of skill set, some earned the six figures and some did not. What was the difference? Some believed that they were worth it, and some believed that they weren't. They didn't believe it. When I started asking, I said, Lord, what's going on? Why am I keep getting stuck? These are three things that he told me, like one a week, right? The first thing he told me, he said, you're qualified. Christina, you're qualified to do this. And I said, wow, I needed somebody to tell me that. Why didn't I know that for myself? But I said, thank you. And then the next week he said, you're worth it.
Mm.
And I said, oh, thank you, Lord. And the third thing he said is, you're significant. What you do matters. It's not insignificant, it's significant. So I kept telling myself, and I still tell myself, Lord, thank you that I'm qualified, I'm worthy, and I'm significant.
You
I remember just leaving an event and just sneaking out. I didn't think I would be missed or anything. It's like, no, you got to tell people, oh, see you later. I'm leaving. I'll talk to you later. I just quietly go out, but no more. Now, once you find out what's limiting you, you can work on it. You can work on it and you can get better. And it's exciting. I'm
Mhm.
so happy. I feel so much more free. Um, this it was like the last 2 months of the last year that he was telling me all this stuff, and I'm digging, and I've overcome stuff because I thought, why did I believe that? That's not true, about myself or about the
Right.
situation. And I'm reading. I'm doing a lot of reading. I'm growing. What I did learn is that when people stop growing, that's where they stop. That's where they stop. And I'll use an example of communication. Let's say that me and my friend, or let's say me and you, Francine. Okay, so you're reading on communication, you're improving your listening skills, how to go back and forth. You're not just over talking to everybody. You're just learning that, and I haven't grown. Well, you're going to surpass me in that area. And then you and I will communicate not to your level, but to mine, because that's as far as I've gone. So that's limiting as well. So I learned that learning is it's a lifetime thing to do. Reading books on leadership, on communication, on people skills. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. Where I work, we have a book club. I'm like, come on, I like learning. Yes, I'm getting better and better every day. It's fun. It's really fun.
And one of those limiting beliefs is, oh, I don't need all of that.
It's amazing.
And that's one of the things that can keep you stuck in not realizing the success that you really want. You see it, you want to take, and it's almost like you're reaching out to try and get it, but it's just past your fingertips because of these limiting beliefs and things that we feel like it's not okay to succeed, but it is okay to succeed. It's okay. I can make a difference. And I can change the life of a young family. I can change the life of an individual. I can change and I can share with somebody my goods that I have. I can tell you, about giving something away. Some people were not ready to receive.
Very true.
And even though you may have given to them, I think there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about don't cast your pearls before swine. It's because people may not always be ready for the opportunity that comes. And I'm talking about mentally ready for the opportunity.
Yeah.
They're not ready to receive. And you can, come on, you can do it, but you can't believe for someone else.
I'm going to use myself as an example as well. I remember somebody came and they blessed me with, this was years ago, they blessed me with some food and there was some bread and I'm like, oh, and I immediately gave it away. I just gave it away. I wasn't ready to receive even a loaf of bread, and I only knew that because the Lord said, Christina, that was for you. You were supposed to enjoy that, And I'm like, oh, so why do I give everything away? So I had to stop doing that. Not that I didn't stop being a giver. It's just I had to learn what's mine. Receive it. It's a blessing from God. Hello. Receive it.
And I'm telling you, because if you can't receive small things, when a bigger thing, like somebody wants to give you a car, and you're it's really uncomfortable. It's like, wait, they gave me a car and you don't know what to do. Why did they give me a car? And then you got all this stuff going through your mind.
Right.
Like, why did they give me a car? What do they really want? How about they just want to give you a car to bless you?
And that goes to the word. I mean, that's a loaf of bread, but it's still the same principle. That's the part that the Lord said, you're worthy. Come on, go to work. You're worthy of six figures. You're worthy to have a debt-free house. You're worthy of that. And I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord. I don't know why I needed him to tell me, but he did, and I'm thankful. So, hey.
Well, because he wants us to prosper. He wants us to be in health. And he said, above it all. Now, I looked at that, and I mean, above all, above everything else, I want you to prosper. Because it's required for us to carry out the assignments that we have.
Yes.
We have got to have the resources to do that. People are a resource. Our bodies are a resource. Money is a resource. There are tools that we're going to need. And like the tools that we're using right now of the internet. Okay, so the pandemic hit. Okay, the business will not stop because we have the tools in place to keep moving forward. But we have to manage each of these resources well.
Yeah.
And be okay. Oh, I'm not good on camera. Okay, you need to learn how to get good on camera because this is our vehicle right now. We can't do like we were doing before.
So Francine, just by you inviting me to come and have a conversation, I tried to back out and I was like, dang it, I did it again. Come on, you got to do this, Christina. You got to be okay with it. You got to just keep hiding in that corner.
And this message is going to help a lot of people be comfortable with becoming successful.
My being comfortable is being comfortable with me. That's what I had to
Right.
learn. I was like, I got to be okay with me to be able to share comfortably and confidently, not sheepish, being, how you say it? Sheepishly, however you say
Yes.
it. But I said, oh, I got to be okay with me.
Hmm.
And it's so freeing, it's so exciting, it's so fun just to be your own personality, that how God made you, and we're just growing and getting better. But everybody has their strengths, and it's really fun to see the diversity of gifts and talents in people. But we got to keep growing. We got to keep growing because we have to bear much fruit.
And we have to help others. Just by you showing up and being Christina, it's changing the lives of people that you may not ever know that their lives are being affected and changed, because people are watching, and
Mhm.
we don't know the impact that we're having on somebody's life just by you showing up and waving a flag or doing whatever you do. People are noticing. We need to help wherever we can help. And success means achievement. So whatever
Mhm.
your achievement is, whatever that means to you, it's okay for you to do that.
Yeah.
Christina said you're worthy.
Where?
You are
Yeah.
significant. You matter.
I just met with a young lady. We meet on Zoom, right? We meet on Zoom for Bible study, a women's Bible study. Well, this young lady, I see her at church and we come and go, but I got to spend some time with her yesterday because we rode together to an event. And oh my goodness, she so blessed me. She was just being herself. She didn't. She was just being herself, so helpful. I had another person in the car who hurt her foot, so the young lady was helping her. Nobody asked her. Her gifts, her talent, just showed. Oh, come on, I'll help you, that just so blessed me by her just being her. We got to be ourselves and be okay with ourselves. We've got to be okay with our strengths. My strengths are not the same strength as yours, Francine, but you're a blessing to me. You're so creative. You do your hair different ways. I'm like, how'd she do that? Oh my gosh, look at that. That's so cute. I don't even tell you all the time, but I'm like, look at her hair. Because I wear my hair the same. So when I see people do it different, I'm like, I'm going to switch mine up once in a while too.
Well, but see, but I love the look right now. I'm loving the whole vibe.
Natural.
Yeah, and that's what I said too. I'm like, you know what? No more trying to do stuff. Let's just do Fran.
Yeah.
So, and being okay with me. Um,
Yes.
when the limelight gets on you, just still be you,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
it's
exactly.
okay. And I was
It's
like, okay,
okay.
we can do this. It's okay
Mhm.
for me to be successful. It's okay for me to prosper. It's
Yes.
okay. I'm comfortable with that. I'm
Amen.
comfortable making money. I'm
Amen.
comfortable being paid what I deserve. And
And
I'm
it's fun.
comfortable
Hmm.
asking for what I deserve. And see,
Yeah.
that's the other thing, because people be like, well, I don't know if I should ask for that. No, you perform the service, you
And we,
provided value.
yeah. And we have to recognize that within ourselves, because people could tell us all day long, but we have to get it within us. I have gotten so much more confident just by discovering things that were out of order that need adjusted in me, acknowledge them, didn't sweep them under the rug. Okay, this is what's going on. Okay, why? What's going on? Oh, okay. Well, I need to adjust that. And now I could go on to the next thing. I can keep moving. It's like having a pebble in your shoe. You're trying to walk and you got a pebble and you just keep suffering with it, suffering with it. And you finally say, okay, let me sit down, take this shoe out, take this rock out, put my shoe, I'm talking about a tennis shoe, right? Tie it back up, because it takes a minute, right? It takes a
Right.
second, especially if you're walking with a group and the group is passing you and you have to stop. No, you got to make that adjustment. Let them go. Make that adjustment. Get it out. Now you can walk freer. It's okay.
I like that. And I believe that this conversation with Christina and I today is going to help you rethink about how you can be successful. Hopefully, you are comfortable now with you. Like Christina said, being comfortable and okay with you will help you be comfortable and okay with success.
Yes.
You can do this. You have it within you. You have greatness within you. As Evan Carmichael talks about, you have Michael Jordan level genius in you. You can do the things that you know what's in you. You just need to believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to believe in you. We believe in you, but it's not enough for us to say we believe in you. You have to believe in you. You have to believe that it's okay for you to succeed. So thank you. Stick around for the next video and, subscribe, whatever you got to do. But we will talk to you again real soon. Thank you, Christina. Appreciate you coming on and helping us get our minds right and helping us to rethink success. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Today you've joined like-minded small and emerging business owners looking to shift their thinking to experience significant